Oh, my people, I'm Brad.
I'm Christa.
For the Big Family Homestead. And you may wonder, this is an odd situation. Today is about preparedness. And this is just as important.
This is just as important as that.
This is important.
That's very important. So is this. Yes. Well, very, very important.
We'll explain here in a second. Okay, canning pickles, making pickles, canning food. Super important, but a lot of people don't know that there's a thing called food fatigue. And food fatigue is when you eat the same stuff over and over and over and you just get sick of it, and sometimes you even get physically ill. Now, chocolate, not necessarily the healthiest choice, but incredibly beneficial if you want to break food fatigue.
Well, it's also, no, it's not good for you, but it's good for your mental state. Because if you're eating the same thing over and over again, but then you can have
a bite
once in a while, it's so beneficial. Even now, you know, having this entire bag, oops.
That one fell out. Now I have to eat it. It fell out, so I have to eat it.
I'll put it back in.
You had one.
I only ate half of it actually. Having one of these once in a while now is in wintertime for us is really helpful for our mental state.
It just helps.
Sugar makes you happy.
And yes, sugar's poison, and we know
all of that stuff. But we're not talking about all the time, every day, all day long. We're talking about once in a while, once every other day. You know, it's not something you have constantly.
Now, so that said, we're going to show you what we do with this sugar, which is basically what it is, in order to stretch the freshness. Now, you don't really have to, but this is a great step, and I'll tell you why, because we talked to some survival experts.
Yeah.
So here we go. Okay, for the chocolate thing, it doesn't have to be chocolate, people. It can be chocolate, but the reality is anytime you remove a oxygen from a food store item, it's going to last longer. Obviously, use your brain and don't try to, vacuum seal like fresh food that you just made and then stick it on the shelf. It's going to rot. I'm talking about stuff that's already prepared and ready to go. Like beans would be good for this. Rice would be good for this. Chocolate. Here's the thing. It's gonna get old and it might even turn white, but it will still be good because it's basically sugar, and sugar has a ridiculously long shelf life. Well, and I've actually even opened up sea rations that are 40 years old. Chocolate is white, like it gets oxidized, but it's still good. So you get one of these jokers here, these food saver things. And here's really the trick, a brake bleeder. Now you could use a regular old vacuum sealer machine, but these brake bleeders that come in this little case here, they're good for bleeding brakes, but also they're really good at making a suction, a vacuum. So you get one of these guys, the food saver guys, kind of cram it down on there. And then here's the trick. You really have to hold this together because it's not exactly designed to do this. And I kind of just hold it together with my hand, and then you're going to give it a bunch of pumps. And once it gets to a certain level, about almost there, not yet. You gotta go faster. Then this is going to help you with your hand strength. I think I'm at like 12 psi. Let's see if it worked. Sealed. And that, my friends, will keep your chocolate happy. And you know what? I had a friend of mine, the Bulletproof Pastor. Okay. The Bulletproof Pastor on YouTube. He was the one that told me this joke, and I thought it was really funny, so I can't take credit for it. He said, you know, chocolate is one of those things that God has made for man that in some cases, it's the absolute only thing that's going to be useful in pleasing the wife. He said, sometimes you just got to throw it. Just throw the chocolate. Just throw the chocolate. And I added, and quietly, back away slowly. Just back away slowly. Throw the chocolate, back away slowly. By the way, the Food Saver doodad and the brake bleeder thing, we'll have links down below in case you want to get one for yourself. They're cheap and very useful. Alrighty, so another thing that we've got to get done today is these gigantic posts, you see? These gigantic posts. Hey Grace, smile and say hi.
Hi.
She's beautiful, isn't she?
Come to him.
True. Anyway, these gigantic posts, I think they're 10 by 10. Rough sawn lumber that we got from our buddy Ryan, who's got his own mill, who knows what he's doing. It's great. So we are basically getting this done, and then we're gonna use a tractor and haul these big old stinkers out there because they're not light. Even though Hope says that she thinks they're heavier than I do. I think they're about 100 pounds each. You think they're heavier?
You said 8.
I did say 80. They're probably about 150 each. Uh-oh. Watch out. He's inspecting your work. Okay, so we got everything dug in. Now these are super tall, as you can see. Don't do it now. We do have it braced, but don't do it now. So yeah, we've got this one set, that one set, and you may say to yourself, no, that's you. You guys, you may say to yourself, boy, that seems really high. Well, what you do is you cut it to length. You cut it to length.
It's a really long tree.
It was a long tree.
This was a tree just a few weeks ago.
That's no tree. This here's a tree.
It's a post now, it's not a tree.
Yeah. So then we're gonna put a gate on here, and ultimately she may not be privy to my plan.
Your evil plans.
But I'm thinking solar gate.
Yeah.
With remote control from the vehicles. What's going on?
It's leaking.
Oh, it's peeing. We got a hole in our cart. We got a hole. So solar with battery clicker in the vehicles and one from the house.
Yes.
That way somebody can come up, press an intercom and says, hey, I have a package for you. Okay, bleep, bleep, come on in. Now this is coming up in just a second, but Caleb is waiting because he's gonna show you the reveal. This is what happens when, oh, that's your cue, Caleb, come on up. That would be the cue. He was standing there. This is what happens, set him right here. Thank you. This is what happens on a rainy day, soggy day, yucky day outside, and you just really wanna have some comfort food. And this is our canned chili. And boy, oh boy, don't we love
Yes.
our canned chili.
Because when you want chili and you don't want to spend hours making chili, it's just right there. It's just done. Just done.
Canning, we
love it.
love canning.
Love it.
And this now dinner will take all of
5 minutes.
heating up, but we'll probably still make cornbread.
Oh, we'll still make cornbread. And actually, we'll still make noodles.
Yeah, well, now explain, because, okay, most people think you have chili like in a bowl, and yes, you
Right.
can, you totally can.
Right. But when we
yeah.
lived in Cincinnati, they have what's called Skyline chili. And they put their chili, and it's not really chili. But it's over noodles. And we really liked doing that because it kind of cut the acidity a little bit. And it made the meal stretch. So, and we just really liked it.
So you put noodles, and then if you have what's called a 5-way, you got noodles, you got the chili, you got onions, beans and cheese. Mm-hmm. And while we loved Skyline, we also, it was weird.
It was really
because
strange.
they have even chocolate in the chili.
Chocolate and cinnamon in it.
It's strange.
It's very strange tasting. It's not like your regular chili, and it's not spaghetti.
It's something else.
It's Skyline. It's what it is. It's Skyline.
And
or for those of you who are in Cincinnati, or
Gold Star.
So you're either a Skyline person or a Gold Star person. It's the same kind of meal. They just taste a little bit different.
And people pick their sides. And I will say, hold on. and family battles and feuds have happened
Many
over
times.
what it's
Not
like.
here, not
Yeah,
us, no.
it's like Skyline or Gold Star. And yeah, there's wars.
Yeah.
Literal feuds like Hatfields and McCoys. It's like Dukes or
Hazzard?
Hellman's mayonnaise. No, not the Dukes of Hazzard. But it's a weird thing. But anyway, so canning. Learn how to can.
Yeah.
You can.
You can.
You can.
Can.
I can. Well, not me. I'll hurt
No,
myself.
I cannot can.
You could.
No.
Cucumbers equal deliciousness.
Yeah.
Pickles, well, cucumbers, oh my gosh. Hold on, pause. I just got myself all derailed by smelling the cucumbers. One of the best things about summer is fresh cucumber sandwiches.
Oh yeah, so yummy. And you know what? Honestly, it doesn't matter if they're slicers or pickling cucumbers. They taste delicious.
And I know this is bad, but it's got to be like the cruddiest, not good for you white bread. Just mayonnaise, cucumbers, super thinly sliced.
Yep.
And a little bit of salt, maybe a little pepper, and you're done. But anyway, I digress because I'm smelling these delicious, soon to be pickles, but now cucumbers. So you're making fridge pickles.
I'm making fridge pickles. And these are very much like the Clausen type pickles. And they are, well, the kids and Brad think they're super delicious.
There's a dog right there.
I'm not a fan of pickles, but I'll make them. Go lay down, bud.
Go! He just slammed the table. Brutus, go. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Go lay down. So, yes, Mom makes these pickles. But here's the thing. When it comes to preparedness, learn how to can. These are not canned pickles, but if you can get a hold of these things, people, okay, it's kind of a joke around here that with squash
And zucchini.
and zucchini and even cucumbers, that during the summer, if you go to church, 9 times out of 10, if you're actually a social person at all, you're gonna find squash and zucchini in your car when you leave because everybody has it in their garden and they'll just, oh, sure, we want to share with you.
Right.
And of course, share with you, meaning they had way too much.
You need to offload it onto somebody else to deal with.
Exactly. But guess what? That's food and it's good for you. And so learning how to do this is hugely beneficial. But now, overall basics, because I think you're going to share the recipe. I thought that was the plan.
Yep, that's the plan.
So it's garlicky,
Dilly,
there's a little bit of vinegar.
vinegar, water, lots of garlic. I know we said that already.
Lots of garlic.
Lots of garlic, pickling spice. It's pretty basic. Pretty basic ingredients. And you let them sit in your refrigerator for a couple of weeks before you eat them. And then they'll only last a day or two.
Because we'll eat them.
Yeah. But it's a great use for pickles or cucumbers. There's so many uses for cucumbers. I even made a tomato and cucumber pico.
That was good.
And that was really
It
good.
was surprisingly good.
Yeah,
I was prepared. Okay, here's the truth. You know when your wife, wives pay attention and husbands pay attention too. Because if you're a husband, you're going to relate. You're totally going to relate. If you're a wife, this might help you. There are times when your wife or husband, flip it around. The spouse makes something and you kind of are mentally ready for it to be bad. But you're going to say you love it anyway. You're going to, because you don't want to offend the other spouse. And you'll try to tell the truth as best you can without offending anybody. Never happened to you, has it?
No, never.
Anyway, so when you have those moments where you're just like, I'm gonna go ahead and be as truthful as I can, but oh honey, these are the most unique cucumbers I've ever had. What does that mean? She made this pico and it was really good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I digress. So learn how to can. Well, and yeah, it's beneficial. Here's the recipe thingy, what you wanted to say.
Yep. Now, for those of you who would like the recipe, if you've bought the cookbook, any one of our cookbooks in the last, ever, send me an email or send Brad an email. I don't know how you want to do that, honey.
Either way.
Yeah. Send us an email, and we will be happy to send you the recipe.
Yeah,
for free.
Just request it.
Right. It's a PDF. It's just one page. It's pretty easy. But yeah, so if you'd like that, let us know. Info.bigfamilyhomestead@gmail.com.
Thank you. And here's another something that would be very good for preparedness. Grace has been working on this puzzle that we showed you. And boy, oh boy, you're doing a great job. Okay. But here's the thing, guys. Not all of your time will be spent fighting off the hordes of zombies. No. There will be downtime. And when there is downtime, nice to deal with stuff that doesn't have electricity, stuff that kind of keeps you occupied, kind of keeps your mind, well, not focused on all the nonsense that's going on. And so Grace, well, zombies aren't coming yet, but you're still doing a great job.
Okay.
And ta-da! Oh yeah, check it out, folks. Yes, it's raining, and yes, I am committed to showing you the gate, even though it's raining. So basically what we have here is a gate. Nothing special, but what we are gonna do is we're gonna do a remote control lock. We're gonna put some stuff on that side, The ditch over there is gonna be redug, and we're gonna do some basic stuff for just plain old basic home security. So, okay, here's the scoop, guys. Day-to-day preparedness. You never know what's coming down the road, and things are getting weirder by the day.
Yeah.
We don't do fear.
No.
But we do practical. What can I do today to help the family today and long term?
Right. What can I do to help my family a year from now if, say, we lose a job, or somebody passes away, or somebody comes to live with us? Who knows?
Or you need to help out a neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
You can pass those blessings along.
Mm-hmm.
And so when, speaking of helping out a neighbor, so funny. Yeah, you never know when you're going to have to help somebody out. And praise God, we have the ability to help somebody out who's in a little bit of a trouble.
Yeah.
And awesome. But anyway.
The trouble's not awesome.
No.
Awesome that we can help.
Of course. But, it doesn't always have to be the zombie apocalypse or the meltdown of the EMP machine or Nibiru. Oh, that was a popular one back there. Planet X. But wait a minute, that came and went and nothing happened.
Yeah.
But let's not talk about that.
No.
Because there's a reason, there's a great reason, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
The point is, preparedness is not going to be a bad thing for you and your family, and as long as you're smart about it, you're going to end up on the right side anyway.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, if nothing goes wrong, great. If something goes wrong, great.
You've prepared.
You've prepared for that. And it, like I said, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be your spouse loses a job, your spouse gets sick. I mean, you get sick, and okay, you have stuff.
Covered.
You're covered. Exactly. So.
Take a deep breath. Don't anybody panic. The air's not poisoned. No, Brad.
Why'd you go there?
We can talk more on Patreon.
That's right.
Whatever. Anyway, so I am Brad.
I'm Krista.
You guys have an amazing and blessed day. No, I'll take this and shut off the recording.
Stop the recording.
Bye.